Hello friends, how are you? This is Alicia and I'm coming to you live from Chardon, Ohio, the home of the Chardon Sign Shack. I am the ambassador for the Stencil Smith. I'm proud to be an ambassador of such a wonderful company. As you're hopping on, please say hello. Let me know you're there. Let me know where you're coming from. Leave me a comment. As I said, as people are hopping on, I am Alicia and I am the ambassador of the Stencil Smith, which I hope I'm going to pull you up here on my secondary device and switch comments over to that so I can read them when I angle you down. Excuse me. I'm still getting over this cold. If you were with me last week, you know I had a cold and it was a long cold. Hi, Carol from North Carolina. Nice to see you. So, yes, I am Alicia, and I am the ambassador of the Stencil Smith. And hi, Cindy. How are you? Today we are going to be doing, there are going to be 2 stencils that are on sale today. And this one is Live Life in Full Bloom. Is that not beautiful? So pretty. I love the font on the bloom. It's just beautiful. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate it. Hi, April. How are you? I don't see your comment, but I'm assuming there you are. Sometimes comments get a little messed up and sometimes I don't see them. So if there's anything that I don't answer in the comments and April doesn't see, thank you, Judy. Hello, and how are you? Hi, Maria from Washington. Please message me or message April. Just because sometimes the way Facebook works, you don't always, I try to go back and either, like, or, well, I'm big on hearts, so I love a lot of comments, and then I like to, answer you if you have any questions and stuff like that. But sometimes you don't always see all the comments, maybe a couple days later and something pops up. But I hope you're enjoying nice weather today here in Northeast Ohio. It's 70 degrees, it's sunny, it is absolutely beautiful. So I hope wherever you are that you have wonderful, wonderful, beautiful weather. Next week I don't think it's going to be as nice, but I'm going to enjoy this week. So anyhow, so we're going to do this stencil, and this is Live Life in Full Bloom, and this is number 8127. You can screenshot this if you want as you're watching it to have, you can look. And I also have the links above. When the video's over, there's links that you can click on. It'll take you directly to the stencil. So this one is the large. This is size large, and there's different sizes. So that's what's unique about the Stencil Smith. I think there's 3 things that are really unique about the stencils. Share on the computer. Oh, yeah, Facebook's been a little weird lately, tagging and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on. So, I've lost my, there's 3 unique things I think about the Stencil Smith. 77 degrees. That's really nice. Number 1, everything that they make is made in the USA. It's cut right here and shipped out from the Columbus, Ohio area, which Ohio is my home state. Everything is made to order. So there's many different sizes. So if you didn't want this in this size or any of the other sizes that she has listed, you could always email April and you could get a special size. Hello, Cindy. How are you? Because I've done it before. I just recently did it on a no soliciting one that a customer had to order for, but it's only about yay big. So she wanted it in a leaner size. So she made that for me. So that's another thing that's different than most stencil companies. Hi, Cindy. How are you? And then another thing that's unique, they're never out of stock. You order it, usually that day or the next day, unless it's a weekend or holiday, end of the business day, they get it shipped out that very day. So to me, those are 3 very unique, wonderful things about the Stencil Smith. If you haven't tried them, I hope you do. If you have, you're a fan just like me. So this is going to be stencil number 1 that we're using that's on sale today. These 2 stencils are going to be 20% off. This and the blooms. And then if you use my code SIGNSHACK, SIGNSHACK, you can save another 15%. So it's 20% on sale. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate that, and thank you for the stars. So the one stencil, the Live Life Full Bloom, is 8127 in large. I'll just bring this over here actually and show you. You could screenshot this even if you want, but I do have links in the description above. Like after the video, you can go to the links and it'll be in the description above the video. So 8127 and number 8125 in medium. Those are the sizes I'm using today. And if you wouldn't mind doing this, I would appreciate it. So would April, the stencil smith. It helps get her wonderful stencils out there in Facebook land. And that's what we're trying to do. So I'm going to just set this back here. And that's my code too. Get it straight. Huh? It'll be all wonky. So we've got these two that are on sale. And this one is not on sale. This is number, I got to find the number here. I'm going to add this. I'm going to use a little one from this too. A couple from this. This is 8680. And this is a small. I'm going to add these in with it too. But today I don't know, have any of you, shipping is super fast. Like I legit get mine in probably 2 days. But I'm in Ohio. And you got to depend on the, the mail, but usually that's what it is for me. And I know Judy's in Missouri, and I think she gets hers within 2 to 3 days too. So we're going to be painting on glass today. I don't know if you've ever painted on glass. This would be a wonderful sign to use in your garden. It would be a beautiful sign to just make a nice wood sign and hang above, like in your bedroom, something like that. That would be beautiful without the flowers, just simple. There's a lot of, different ways you could use it. You could use it on a flower box. But the way I'm going to do it today is I'm using, how many of you went to the home interior parties, unless you're, a lot younger than me, but the home interior parties of the 80s and 90s. Hi, Deb. How are you? From beautiful Western Iowa. I've only been to Iowa once, and it was like right on the Mississippi River, but it was really pretty. I can't remember the name. Well, maybe it might have been Keokuk or something like that, I think is what stands out in my mind, but I could be wrong. But anyhow, so we're going to be painting on glass. So I have this old home interior picture, and you can get these, you might have them, that I have already prepped and painted. And I'm going to be painting on this. So I'm going to show you how to do this in a couple steps with some smaller frames. So you can pick up these pictures all day long, at the Goodwill, we have a Cancer Society, your thrift shops, anything like that. Garage sales, any old pictures, and you can paint over them, and they make a really nice surface. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. Oh, you got Happy Mail this week, Carol? Yeah, I got Happy Mail, I think, maybe twice. I'm not sure. The second one I kind of slid in the door, so my husband wouldn't see that one. I mean, not that he cares, but you know how it is. Another box. Here comes Amazon. Here comes the Stencil Smith. So these are 2 5x7 frames that I have gotten, I think at the Goodwill. They were really cheap. I think it might even have these. This was like $2, I think. But when you get the purple, you know how they have the deals. I always try to go on the day that they have the deals. So it's like 50% off if it's that color. So these are just old used frames. And you want to clean them with Windex. So what I use is this stuff. It's called Dixie Belle Slick Stick. I've had it for several years. It's still good. Goes a long way. And I have already done it on this one. So I'll show you how I paint over it. But I wanted to show you how I did it on this glass. But it makes, you know how when you stencil on glass and it's slick and it won't adhere? If you put this slick stick on it, glass or plastic or anything like that, your paint will grip and stick to it. So I am going to get just a brush here. I'm going to angle you down and get started. And I'm just going to show you on the one. Like I said, the first thing you want to do is you want to clean your glass really good with Windex. And This stuff, see, I've had it for a while, and I've done quite a few signs with it. I've still got quite a bit left. I stirred it ahead of time. Always make sure you stir your paints or shake them or whatever if they sit for a while. And you just want to get the slick stick in there, and you're going to paint this on just like that. And it goes on real nice. I made a couple of signs where I made, like, I put a big sign and I glued like the state of Ohio, you know, a wooden state of Ohio on it, and put like a star where a lot of people from out of town ordered those, and put like home sweet home on them, or home for the holidays. Those were really popular ones I made a couple years ago, but I did them with all those old frames and they could hang them and they loved them. So you just want to put one coat on this. And what you're going to do is you're going to let this stuff dry for 2 to 3 hours. And then you can go back and you can put a second coat on it. And you're going to let it dry overnight. And that's very important. You want to dry, you know, have it dry overnight. And it's very important to clean it ahead of time so it doesn't come off. So I've got the one coat on. And obviously, because of time, oh yes, I hope everybody had a nice Easter. Hello, Dominica. So I put one coat on here, and I'm sorry if I'm missing comments. Sometimes it's hard to craft and catch the comments at the same time. And so I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. And then I'll come back in 2 to 3 hours, and I'll put a second coat on it, and I'll let it dry overnight. Now this one here that I did yesterday, so I put one coat on, let it dry 2 to 3 hours, and then I came back and put a second coat on, and it's dried overnight. Hello, Debbie from Quebec. See, I'm missing a lot of comments. I hope that you have had, I hope everybody had a really nice Easter, a really nice weekend. I have some, at least one fun story from this weekend of going out and seeing my daughter. And she has 3 boys, but she has a whole bunch of other stuff going on. She got a little mini farm there. Excuse me. I gotta get a sip of water. So this has been clean. This has been 2 times with the Dixie Belle. And I am going to use this really cool, this is called Laurentine, I think, Laurentine. It's a really pretty, like, green. I'm going to use this from Fusion Mineral, and I'm going to paint this whole entire frame with it. So you paint this over the slick stick. Oh my goodness. 5 days without power. Yeah, we bought a generator this year. We rarely lose power, but when we do, I don't like not being able to have heat or coffee. So you're just going to want to paint this on. Now I'm going to paint the frame and everything. You don't have to. But I'm just putting the paint on here, and it sticks wonderfully. These make nice little looking trays. Also, because it's already got the edge to it. You know, you would have to be careful, of course, because it's glass. And the Dixie Belle Slick Stick, I know they say it cures in like 20 or 28 days, something like that, but I've never had any problems, you know, with it coming off. I've never had any case of where the paint came off or anything. It sticks really good, and it looks really nice and smooth. It looks really nice and smooth. So I'm just going to paint the frame too, which this is what I did in my other one. And of course, I'll have to come back later and do a second coat on this. And I'm not sure what I'm going to put on it. I might dry brush something on the outside of the frame and maybe paint a real pretty, red goes really pretty with this color. Little bird or some butterflies or something in the frame. I'm just not sure. Has anybody ever painted on glass before? Hi, Rhonda. How are you? It's a great day here in Ohio to get work done, yard work. Goodness. We're going to wait till Thursday to mow for the first time. We're letting our front yard is real dry. Most of our backyard is, but the very back stays a little wet. So hopefully by then it will be all nice and dried up. So I'm just getting nice one coat of paint on here. And of course the paint goes right over wood. I would imagine acrylic paint goes right over wood as well, or chalk paint, but this Fusion Mineral, which I use a lot, definitely goes right over wood really nice. And it does have a built-in top coat. So I'm just gonna do the sides here, but this is what I did to the piece that we're gonna be painting on, and I just wanted to take a couple minutes and show you how to do it. I don't know if there's other projects out there that allow you to paint on glass. I was gonna try Mod Podge and see how that worked. You know, like to put under, just like I did the Dixie Belle Slick, but I didn't have time, I ran out of time. Time's always an issue, right girls? It just is always an issue, and I wanna get it in there in the cracks, make sure I got it all over. I don't think I got it down there. And so then I've got this painted in one coat, and it has the Dixie Belle underneath it. And then I'm gonna stencil on it, of course, after this dries, and I'll put another coat on. But that is not our project today, but I wanted to show you how to do that. Really simple. You just gotta take steps in between and let it dry. And if you're joining me late, you can go back to the beginning of the video, and you've stenciled on a mirror also. I haven't stenciled on a mirror. So Sherry, when you stenciled on the mirror, did you stencil it to be permanent or to be wiped off? See, this is permanent. So this isn't really coming off. What you're putting on, you're putting on. So again, this is an old Home Depot, or not Home Depot. I go to Home Depot so much, I have Home Depot on my brain. But this is something so fun that you can do. I gotta go the right way. Goodness. Okay, let me see if I can get I might have to go up a little bit with my camera. Hold on a minute. I'm not sure. If I go up a little bit more. Let me see. I'm sorry, I gotta adjust this. I hope I'm not making you ill. And then if I angle it down, I think. There, that gets most of it in. Okay, so this is, again, this is a home interior old picture. This is, let's see. It's roughly, it's like 22.5 by 18.25 with the frame. So I've done the same thing. I've done Slick Stick, which is this, if you're joining late, twice over the glass, and then I painted it with 2 coats of Fusion Mineral on top of it. And this is a real inexpensive, kind of neat way to make something, I think. So we're going to start with the blooms. These are the ones that are on sale. These ones right here, and that is number 8125, and these are the medium that I'm using. You painted on a window that you could wipe off. See, I haven't done anything like that, but what I've painted on with glass and stuff, I've painted on where I would, where it's permanent with the Slick Stick. So today I'm going to be using 2 different colors. I really like these colors. I'm going to be using this Petal Pink, Deco Arts, and Periwinkle. I really like this color. I think it's a really, really pretty color. It's like a blue purple kind of color. And so I think I'm going to start these in purple. And I'm going to start just with a big bloom, like kind of in the center. And I'm going to squirt some paint down on my brush. You know what's funny is someone contacted me today, Julie, who has been a very long time stenciler. And she tried brushes for the first time today. And it was really funny. She had to text me and tell me. So I don't know if you use brushes or you use Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it's going to look really pretty with the flowers. So she used brushes for the first time, and she's like, what have I been doing? Because she's been using sponges, and she could do her sign. I think she did 2 signs to 1. And this is a Klingon brush, 035. I like to use these, especially when I'm doing backgrounds. They're real nice and soft. They just go on, so they're just a wonderful brush. If you have one, you know. And I'm just going to swirl this around, and I'm going to start with my blooms. And I don't want these to be super solid because I want it to be a background. I don't want it to be so dark, you know, that the words don't show up. My focal point is going to be the flowers. Yeah, I learned to stencil using a brush. I think that's what it is, just like Julie said. What you learn with is sometimes what you stick with. And until you try it the other way, you know, sometimes you're even scared to try it the other way. And until you do, you're kind of like, oh, you know, where has this been all my life? That's really pretty. That's a pretty, pretty, like purpley blue. Hi, Elena, how are you? And I'm just going to add these randomly. I'm going to do these ones in purple. And this is the one that's in sale. And then these little ones here, I don't know if these are spiderums or chrysanthemums. Oh, well, I appreciate you joining. I'm not sure. I know April knows. But these are not on sale, but I'm adding these. Yeah, sponges, I've had a little more luck with them since I've been using, so I'm just going to randomly like place these all over. And again, and if you're new to stenciling, the key to stenciling is get paint up on your bristles and then offload. Less is more in stenciling, always. Always, always, always. Because that's what helps you, it helps you not get bleeds. If you have bleeds, usually it's because you've got too much paint on your brush and it's seeping underneath your stencil. And I mean, it still happens to me, so I'm just gonna put these randomly, like all over. I don't even know. And they'll be different, you know, because they're shaded differently. They'll just be, you know, it'll look different. You could always add different color in the center if you wanted, or on the outer edges to shade it. I'm just going to add a couple different kind of flowers. But this one is on sale today. This is called the Blooms. I think this is really, really, really pretty flowers. And it's spring, and let's see, our daffodils are up. I'm sure if you're like further south or west, maybe you've already had a lot of stuff. Our azaleas are not budding, but they're starting, you know, to green up. Our lilacs are starting to green up. So what is everybody doing this weekend? Anything exciting? It's only Tuesday. I am working Friday and Sunday at the apple orchard. That's where I work. And I'm just going to add a couple more flowers here and there, just randomly. Oh, so my funny story. So my daughter, we went out on Easter, and she has 3 boys, 2 goats, 3 pigs, you know, that they're raising to eat. They have 1 pot-bellied pig that got slipped in on them when they bought the pigs at an auction, preparing for a market. Well, good luck to you. I hope you have good luck with that. And so we were out there. So she has a pot-bellied pig. They bought the pigs, and they ended up slipping. They brought it home, and they sent us a picture of the pigs. And my husband was like, that is a pot-bellied pig. That's not like a pig that you raise. So they got kind of hoodwinked on that one, because I guess when they buy them, you don't see them until like after you've already purchased them. And they, you know, her husband didn't know like what a pot-bellied pig was. So anyhow, now they have a pot-bellied pig. They have 4 dogs, they have a cat, they have 2 goats. There's just a lot going on there, is all I know how to say. And I might try to come up on this corner maybe. Just a little bit. I'm going to try that and see how it works, girls. You'll know when I know. If you make a mistake, you can cover it up with paint. Yeah, so they have all that going on at their house. And we were sitting in the backyard, and the goats were just wandering around. And the kids, my husband was playing like catch with the kids. And so here come the goats, and then here comes the pot-bellied pig. Well, the goats had finally laid down, and I'm just kind of bending this stencil and kind of pouncing this in here as it's, you know, coming up on a lip, you know, making it like that and coming up on the frame, which I think is going to look maybe kind of cool. Just a little bit, like it's coming up there on, let's see, yeah, the frame over here, just a bit. And then we're going to add some pink in there. So anyhow, these goats were just laying there, minding their own business, sleeping, you know. And here comes the pig. And he just nudges him with his nose, his snout, and he thinks he's like a goat. He hangs out with he sleeps with the goats, he hangs out with them and everything. And so he nudges the goats up. And so the goats get up, and they're not very happy about it. They were all curled up, taking a little nap. And so I'm just kind of swirling this in here. And I'm going to come up here on this frame, which I think is going to look kind of cool. And I'm just kind of pushing the stencil around. And these stencils are so durable, you're not going to hurt them. The only way I've ever hurt a stencil is through my own fault of cleaning and being careless. And usually it's like on letters or something like that. You know, like maybe the letter N or M when they have like the pointy things, and I'm not being careful. So anyhow, the goats, I'll get done with this story, I swear, today. The goats, so the goats get up. Well, the pot-bellied pig just keeps trying to hang out with them, and he's just rooting around over there, and he's looking for something with his snout, I guess food or insects, I don't know. I don't know what pot-bellied pigs would look for. I'm going to add another one right here. Well, here come the goats, and this one goat is like super docile. They kind of rescued him from a place, and it's very timid. Cheryl is her name, and she's very shy, very timid. Need just a little bit more paint, and she put her horns down, and she head-butted Chop, is the pot-bellied pig, and so she head-butted him. And I'm going up into the side here and onto the frame, which I think is going to just look super cool. And so Chop, got head-butted. Well, then Linda, the other goat, who is really mean, she's a mean goat. She's not nice. Like, I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to add some of the pink flowers now in there. And I may come back and do some more purple, but I just want to have a whole bunch of flowers, you know, just like a big bouquet. They're blooming everywhere. And I'm doing this randomly. I have no way. Yeah, these flowers are beautiful. So I'm going to add some of these in here. So, and needless to say, the goats got back at them for disturbing their sleep. And just went over and head-butted them. Linda did, Cheryl did, Linda did, and Linda went over and did it a couple more times. They didn't hurt them or anything. It was funny. One's just like a little pygmy goat. Okay, I'm going to add some paint here, and this is Petal Pink by Deco Arts, and I thought they went really kind of pretty together. They're real pretty together. So I got to get, and I have 2 Klingon brushes. I had one for a couple years, and then I broke down and I bought another one because I like that one so much. especially when you're doing leaners, they're very nice to use. So anyhow, I have the brush and I'm offloading right here. Again, you get your paint up in your bristles if you're new and you want to offload it. I use shop towels because they last like they go a long way. They're a little bit more expensive, I think, than paper towels, but they really do. You could offload onto a paper plate, which I find is not as absorbent as like a paper towel or a shop towel or something like that. So I'm going to set this aside over here and I'm going to start adding some of these pink flowers, and I'm just going to like overlap over these purple ones. I didn't like pre-do this. Sometimes things I'm not sure of, I do ahead of time. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm hoping it's going to be beautiful, because how could you go wrong with these flowers? And I'm just going to start popping these little pink ones in just here and there. And I'm getting a little bit more paint, and again, offloading. So how many people do a lot of floral, you know, decorating or stenciling in the spring? I love florals. I love a floral pattern, like even in clothes. And I'm just gonna pop that little guy there. Add some more, maybe a bigger one right there. These are really, really pretty paints, really pretty colors. So it's hard to believe that it's almost mid-April now. Winter is over. Spring has arrived. Here today, it almost feels like summer. So nice out. So I'm just gonna add some more flowers everywhere. And I think this would be really pretty too. Like I had one combo, I had a pot of flowers in the front yard. I almost did it in those colors and I didn't. I decided to go with the pinks and the purples. But it was a combo of like a real pretty bright yellow, purple, and red, and they looked so pretty. 78 in Illinois. Oh, you're even warmer than us. We're supposed to be warmer tomorrow. Let's see, tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm not sure about the weekend. I know Monday, though, the bottom drops out and we're going to be like 40 in yucko is what I like to say. So I'm just going to add some more flowers here and there, and I am going to leave some white spots. And I'm just real lightly just swirling. I'm a swirler. Although I did a doormat just recently, and I had to use a pouncing. I'd never done a doormat before. It was a lot of fun. I think I'm going to put one of these here over that one. I'm going to add some leaves too in here in a couple places. Maybe we haven't used this one. But these flowers are so pretty, and it's got some, this one has some pretty leaves. Like I said, this one isn't on sale. Yeah, the doormat was really awesome. But you had to like, first I swiped it, and I have an order. It's funny, I put it up there, and because a customer ordered it, they requested it and ordered it. And so I made it for them, and they picked it up Easter morning. They were so excited to get it. And but it's funny because she's a customer who's ordered like the go away get with the big, or no, she didn't have the Bigfoot. She had the go away get with the buffalo check, because I've made both. But she likes all that, like no soliciting. I tell her, like, I'm not coming to your house. But some people love that. But anyhow, I got a couple more orders for that. So I brought that over the side just a little bit too. And I'm going to add a little one, I think, over here in some pink. I think I'm still in the camera. The camera, when you're doing a live or anything like that, it's always like the opposite of what you're, like, it's weird. It's a mirror image is the only way I know how to say it. And and again, with this going over the edge, I'm just kind of pressing it down in there. And these are very durable. And that, I'm just kind of like, and then letting up and getting it up here. Like the petals are coming off there. And I think I'm going to add maybe one-ish. I think I'll add a little one up here. Do you ever do something and you just keep doing it and then you're like, ooh, I might have gone too far with that one? Hi, Kimberly. How are you? Thank you, Liz. I appreciate that. And I do tend to ramble on here sometimes. But I try to keep it entertaining so you're not, like just dead silence. That makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm going to put another little one, I think, right in this area. I don't know if I'll come out that way with it. Just looking at it. But I like how it's kind of going over the edges here of the picture. I might add a couple more purple ones. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like I said, sometimes you do it and then you're like, ooh, did I go too far with that? Because I tend to do that. You overthink it. You overthink a project. And I am just stenciling this on here, swirling. And I'm getting in the edges and bringing it up over the edge. And I think I'm going to have to add a little more paint. I did not have enough for that, but I don't want to move it. Because sometimes flowers, you can line them back up, but sometimes they can be hard to line back up when there's that many petals. If you know what I mean. I don't know if this is in the, yeah, that's in the camera too, I think. I forget to look sometimes. Yeah, it's so pretty here today. Got a little flower there. And I don't know, I think I might add, no, I think I'm just gonna add some leaves now. So I'm gonna take this one right here, has some like random leaves in it. So let me, actually I need to put these in water because they are, and if you wrap your stuff up in plastic baggie, your brushes, like with a damp cloth or something like that, they won't dry out. And I have learned that Masters, what is called Masters brush cleaner is amazing. I tried it for the first time about a month ago and it's amazing. Yeah, I'm the same. Ooh, see, that would be pretty. You want me to put a yellow or a coral? I could pop some in there, April. Let me think. Hold on, girls. Yellow or coral, I think that's kind of like a coral. I don't know. What do you think about like one of these? I'm going to ask your opinion. You want me to throw like a little yellow one in there, like a pop of yellow? Or maybe a pop of this. I don't think I have a coral. You're just talking? I know. But I'm just asking if you girls would love to see that. I could put a little pop of yellow in. That would be something. The pink? You want the pink? I don't know. That might be so close to this pink. I don't have a coral. I have a coral in the house. I think I'm going to put a couple pops of yellow in there. Just a couple. I'll add a couple of these little ones in here, and then I'm going to add some flowers, the smaller ones. I'll add just a little pop of yellow. Don't know how it's going to turn out. I think it would be pretty. We'll see. I think that pink that I pulled, I think that's just too, it's really pretty, but I think it might be too close too close to the other pink. So I'll add just a little bit of yellow in there. And this is, what did I grab? Deco Arts. This is lemon yellow. So we'll just throw a little piece of, little bit of yellow in there. I think I'm gonna use the little one. I'll throw it right in there with those. And when I do backgrounds, like I said, I don't care if they go over each other. Some people don't. I mean, you could always, you know, do like this and just get the center, you know, of it. So you have the center of it just like that, and those flowers are over it. You could do that. You could go over the other flowers. So I'm going to put just a pop or two of yellow in here. And what would be really pretty too would be like a real bright turquoise with like an orange. That would be really pretty with a red. And I'm just doing like the center. Like I'm not doing the whole flower over it. I'm just doing a little pop of yellow here and there. And it's a background, so people aren't going to be looking that closely at it. So I'm just putting a little pop of yellow in here and there. I'll put one like right here maybe. I got to get a little bit more paint. And again, you get it on your brush and offload. And I'm going to bring that this way. Yeah, I can't wait to get some flowers planted. Here in my zone, you can't really plant them till like Memorial Day weekend because of frost. You could get a possible frost. So if you get to plant yours earlier, you are very lucky. I'm going to add a little pop of yellow, I think, right here. And again, I'm just filling in between these flowers. I'm not going over these. I'm just, and you can see, like, and like I said, because it's a background, nobody's going to be looking that closely at it, and you're going to have words over it anyway. A little pop of yellow. I feel like I need to put a little pop of yellow here too. Maybe I'll even go over on that a little bit, the flower. So, and again, I'm going to start like right here outside of that pink. I'm not going to go over the pink like I did with the purple. And I am just pushing that stencil down. And going up over the top of the frame. Okay, I might put one more little pop just right there. And then we'll go on, add a couple leaves. So we've added some yellow. What do you think? Do you girls like that? And that is the stencil that's on sale today. That's 8125 in the medium, in the blooms. Do you like all those flowers? Like that color combo? Oh, I hope we can get one more year out of our mulch. So I'm going to set this down, and I'm going to add a couple. Let's see, I'm going the wrong way. See, I'm going the opposite of what I should be going. And I'm going to add a couple leaves in here. I've got this, let me put that yellow in the brush. So I've got this Fusion Mineral Conservatory. I really like this a lot. It's a real pretty green right there. And I'm going to use that for the leaves. Yeah, I think it's real fun. I think it's a real fun, bright, playful background. So I'm going to add, just pop in. This one is, again, this is, and you may have one with leaves. I got to find the number again. This is 8. No, it's not 8. Yeah, it is. It's 8680. This is a small. This one is not on sale, but you can save 15% of with my code SIGNSHACK if you order these. But I'm going to throw some leaves in, just popping out of here. And I don't want to do it super dark because, again, I'm going to be layering. When I have a background for something, you know, like this that I'm doing, and I'm layering words over it, I don't want my background so dark that it overpowers. I'm just going to add a couple pops of leaves in here, just here and there, willy-nilly, wherever. If willy-nilly is still a word, it is in my house. But I'm just lightly going over it. There'll be different. Want to add a little one there. Different leaf. Just a couple leaves here and there to give it a little pop of color maybe. Maybe bring one out this way towards the corner here. And because this isn't flat, you know, like a piece of wood or something like that, you do have to kind of work with it. Now, if this was just straight wood, you wouldn't have to do this. But if you can do it, you'll feel yourself out. These are super durable. I order the 10 mil white, the Mylar. That's what I like. Some people like only the blue. Okay, and I think I want to pop maybe one up here coming out. Just like so. And again, just light, not just one coat, that's it. I think I'm gonna go over this guy though. He's not quite, he's light, but he's not quite as dark. I don't think I had enough paint on my brush as I wanted. Well, I went from one extreme to the other, but that's okay. That is okay. It's so weird to have the doors to the garage open, and here, I'm gonna do that one just a little bit darker too. Hear the motorcycles going now all of a sudden, you know, up and down the road. Okay, and I wanna do these just a little bit darker too. I don't think I had enough. And that's the great thing about paint. You can add more. If you don't like it, you can sand it off or you can paint over it. And sometimes there's just happy accidents. I don't know. I think I want to add a little leaf right in here. Just like so. And I think that's enough. I'm going to stop. So far I have used this stencil, which is not on sale, but you can get 15% with my code. I've used this stencil, which is the 8125 medium, and you could get different sizes if you want. Your old, oh, you got your tea towels done. Are you going to the craft show with those, Robin? Or not Robin, Rhonda? Okay, so now the final one is going to be this one. I love this. And this would be pretty on flowers, not on flowers. I think it's just beautiful. I love the bloom. And I am going to set this down in here. And now this, see, I can still make this work. It is fine. Mine is coming just a little over the edge of the frame, but it's fine. So when I get here, I just want to make sure it's centered. But when I get here, I'll just like push down here. But I am going to tape it in place. Now when you're stenciling, you do want to tape your stencil. I don't use adhesive or anything like that. Let's see, I better close up my paint. That's an accident waiting to happen. I know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. I have been there, done that before. I am a messy, messy crafter. I know I've had a couple people, most people tell me they're a messy crafter, and most people, I've had a few tell me they're a very organized crafter. That is not me at all. I spent the last couple days trying to organize my craft area out here, and I'm happy. I've gotten through it. I'm just going to look at this. Okay, so I'm going to tape this to the top right there, and this helps keep it in place, and it's just painter's tape. And I'm going to tape it in place down here, and I got to get one more brush. I didn't anticipate adding the yellow, so I only grabbed enough for those colors. So let me get one more brush, and I'm going to do these letters in coal black here, right here. So this is Fusion Mineral Coal Black. So I've used a mix of I've really used a mix of all kinds of paints today, Deco Arts and Fusion Mineral. Where'd my plate go? There it is. See, I lost my plate. But yeah, an organized, I mean, I'm organized to the point I know what I'm doing and what I got to get done. But then, especially when you're doing a live, things don't always go as planned either. Excuse me. Let me get a little drink. Yeah, I paint all over, you know, your painter's manicure. I go places and I'm like, oh, I can't believe I went out like that. So this is coal black. I got out way more than I need. And I'm just getting the paint in the bristles of the brush. If you're new to stenciling, you're going to want to get it in the bristles of your brush, and you're going to want to offload. And if I haven't told you, I think I did, but if you wouldn't mind doing this, if you haven't already, this helps me and it helps the Stencil Smith. Helps us get more viewers and grow. So we always appreciate when you do that. And I'm going to just start with the letters here. And like here, where it's not laying completely flat for me, I'm swirling it. I'm going to just push down, and it'll be fine. You wouldn't want to leave it up. You know, on a board, it would be fine. You wouldn't have to do that. You'd still have to tape it. I mean, there's times, well, just like those flowers, I didn't use painter's tape on that, but I was moving it all around. Maybe if you're first starting out, you might need to do that. I don't know. When you've been doing it for a while. The thing about crafting is the more you do, the more you find what works for you and what doesn't. I'm a big believer in using what you have. You don't have to go out and buy all the stuff that I have. You know, use whatever paint you have on hand, brushes, stuff like that. But a good brush does make a huge difference in stenciling. Offloading makes a huge difference. You know, there's little tips you learn along the way. You know, there's little things. I remember even when I first started, the first couple boards that I did. So if you do a porch board or any kind of board and you're painting it, I always wear gloves when I'm putting the base color on. And you know how you like paint the sides? Well, the first couple signs I did, you have these big drips and like ridges on the back of it where the paint's kind of drip down. So now I always wear gloves, and when I paint the edges, if there's any down here, I take my finger and I just rub it like that. So it's nice and smooth, because you don't always see that till you flip it over and then you have this big like glob of paint on the sides. But there's just things you learn, and you forget when you've been doing it for a while that maybe not everybody has been doing it as long as you have. So I try to do pointers every time, whether you're an old pro or, you know, you're just starting out, or you've been doing it for a little while, or different techniques to help bring something a little different to you. I love this bloom. So let's see, live. So I'm going to stencil this here, just like so. And I'm going to do another coat over it. And then I'm going to close the bridges, which I think makes a huge difference. How many of you out there have been closing your bridges? I know Cindy is, oh, I don't know where my comments went. Your craft paint is your nail polish. That is true. Thank you for sprinkling, Kimberly. I appreciate that. And if you're wondering what sprinkling is, not everybody knows. I didn't know when I first started watching lives. That's what it means. They just don't like you to say it. You can dry on your stencil if you want. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I prefer not to. But you can always hinge it, flip it over, dry it, and flip it back. But if you do dry over your stencil, just make sure you move it. Don't hold it in one place. It's perfectly fine to. Sometimes it just makes the paint a little harder to get off is all. I use Awesome to clean my stencils with. If I spray it and just let it sit for a minute or two, I come back and with warm water and a real soft brush, the paint just comes right off. But some people use like Dawn Power Wash. Awesome is a little harsh. Yeah, these are the brushes that I've been using for the bridges. Right here. I got these on Amazon. I had a nice rigger brush and a liner brush. Those work really good. But I thought I'd try these. It does. It looks more professional. It just depends what you like. But these work really good, and they have a nice little handle on them. I don't know if you can see, like it's three-sided. So it's, well, I'm not even in the camera. So it's three-sided. So it's real nice to hold. And so far, so good. Like a couple of the brushes I had, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was before I got the Masters brush cleaner, and a couple of them kind of like split in the middle, you know, so that doesn't make them very good liner brushes. But I have two that I really like, an Arteza rigger, which I don't know what a rigger is, but that works really good, and a real fine liner brush works really good too. But I like it. It gives it a more finished look. It just looks more professional. You don't have to do that. I didn't do it. I started out doing it, and then I didn't like the look of it because I wasn't good at it. But then April really encouraged me at the Stencil Smith to do it. And the more I did, the more I was like, oh. And I don't know if it was just that it had been much longer that I had been painting, so I was better at that too, and control and everything, and a good brush too. But it makes a big difference, I think. But I always like to do those every live, as long as you don't mind, and then show off some of the new ones that I've got. I didn't get any. All the extra projects I got done this week already have sold and been picked up, so I don't have anything to show off new this week that I've done. I made a go away, go on get leaner with the Bigfoot. That has been super popular. And I made that doormat, which we're either going to do a doormat in the future, or I'll pop on and show you. I did do a reel kind of showing you how. That you really kind of have to pounce. That's definitely not swirling. It doesn't stick very good to the doormat, you know, because it's the fibers. But I started out doing this and then pouncing, which I pounced the first time I ever stenciled, and I didn't offload enough, and I had paint all over me. I had bleeds, and it was so discouraging. And then I went online and I started watching videos, and I learned what I was doing wrong, and it made a big difference. Excuse me. My cough has been much better. Old Surrey. She just told me it's all good. I don't know why. Her and the other one who shall not be mentioned, every once in a while, you know, they're you know, like listening and stuff, but you're talking and they give you some weird answer. Suri does it more so than Alexa. I don't want to get her started over there. I have one out here in the garage because I listen to the music when I paint lots of times. Oh, I like that. That's really pretty. What do you think? Now I'm going to close the bridges, but I really, really like that. I think that's really pretty. And it's unique on the picture frame and the glass. This would be totally beautiful just by itself on white. You know, sometimes simplicity says a lot, but I wanted to do this, you know, the flowers and just like a big bouquet bursting out. So I am going to put my black brush in some water over here, and I'm going to get my liner brush, and I'm just going to real quickly show you how easy it is, and then I'll show you some of the other stuff. And again, both of these stencils are on sale today. The blooms and this Live Life in Full Bloom, and there's many different sizes. And so when I'm closing my bridges, I got a little wide on that one. Oh. Here I am telling you, oh, it's so easy. I'm getting ahead of myself. And lots of times you have to do 2 coats on this, but just kind of, you know, follow the line of it. And lots of times I move around, or I move the picture around, or the piece of wood around. I don't know why. Sometimes upside down is easier. Upside down stenciling is not the easiest, but for whatever reason, sometimes upside down closing the bridges is really a lot easier than the other way. So just that one. And I would do 2 coats on this because I've done 2 coats of the black, and it's not going to look quite right where I've connected the bridges. And every once in a while I connect them, and then I look back and I'm like, oh, I forgot, like, I'll be like, I forgot one right there or something like that. I don't know if you connect bridges, if you do that. I'm like, I'm all done, clean my brushes up, and then I look at it and I'm like, oh, no. And when I connect them, I get some paint on my brush, but then it's the same thing. I would just kind of offload it. A little bit. I don't want to put a huge glob of paint and have it go all over. I'd rather have less paint and go back and do it again. So like I just kind of move around myself or the object that I'm doing it, because and these are really nice though, because they've got that little triangle thing down here, so like your grip on them is really nice. They popped up in my feed. I think they're like micro painters or something like that for painting micro objects. And I thought, well, I'll give those a try and see. Now there's some long ones that don't work that good because the bristles are longer. But the shorter ones work good because the longer ones you don't have as much control. So it doesn't take that long. I've already got, well, almost. See, I forgot one right there. And that happens. So get that one there. And it just doesn't take that much longer. I mean, it does, I'm not going to lie, you know, it adds a little bit to your project, but I think it's worth it. And once I started doing it, it's like April told me, you just can't unsee it. You go back and you look at all your pictures that you didn't close bridges on, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, you do what you want to do. I just like to encourage everybody to at least try it. Give it a try. And don't give up. Just go back and try it. A couple, like when I first started, I think I probably felt like I ruined the picture more than I did make it look good and finished, just because I wasn't that good at it. But it's like anything else, even with stenciling, you get a little better at it every time you do it. And like I said, I'll have to go back and do a second coat. And we got those connected. And I'm gonna do these little yeah, you can't unsee it once you start doing it. It's just, it's really weird. Like before it didn't bother me, but now it's like that I've started doing it, it's all I can see. And these are a little bit smaller, but they're still, it's not that hard. I thought it would be hard to fill in bridges on that doormat I did, and it really wasn't. I thought, oh, this is gonna be a bear, because it was challenging to stencil it. I don't know if you've ever, I think that's everything in full, perfect. So I'll go back and I'll do a second coat after the live, but this is what it looks like. I think it's really pretty. And it's just an old home interiors picture that I used the Dixie Belle Slick Stick. So the paint would adhere, 2 coats of that, the directions are on the bottle, and then I used Fusion Mineral over it. I might take, like I have a little sander here, I've got some black underneath, so I'll probably like go around and distress the edges a little bit where the black's underneath, just to give it a little bit of a distressed kind of look, because the frame does have black underneath it. And I think that looks really, that can be another thing you can do. And it also pulls the black out from the lettering. You know, just go around and just give a little sand here and there. And, you know, see how it brings the little bit of the black out. It really looks good. But I really like this. I think it's really pretty and different. I personally would wax over this. I use like clear wax, Fusion Mineral wax. I know there's lots of different waxes out there, but I would wax over this to seal it and protect it and make it easy to dust. So closing out, thank you for hanging with me. I appreciate it. I always appreciate everybody that tunes in and you know, takes time out of your day to be with me. And I hope you learn something new. So this one, Live Life in Full Bloom, is on sale. This is number 8127. And it is the large that I used. You can order any size you want. And then this one, which is 8125, and I used the medium, is on sale too. These blooms, they're just beautiful. So these are both 20% off today, and then you'll save an additional 15% with my code SIGNSHACK, which is SIGNSHACK. And then I also threw in this one, any little blooms you have. Oh, thank you, Judy. I sure appreciate you being here, and I hope you're feeling better. 8680 small. So this one I added, this is not on sale, but you can save 15% on that as well. And I just wanted to show you a couple things, because I did tell you I got a couple orders this week. And trust me when I say this is just a little bit of it, but I wanted to show you a couple things that I thought, because sometimes you just, and I wish I would have got a couple things done. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. But these are really pretty. So this one's really pretty. Fresh flowers. I love this. Tulips, roses, peonies. I got this one. This would be super pretty, like on a flower box outside. I think I'm going to make. I think that would be really, really pretty. I love show and tell too. It reminds me of, back in the day, back in school, when you're back in school. That's a beautiful one. I got to pick up my stuff I dropped. So, and then this one I love. I fell in love with this when I saw April post it. This is absolutely gorgeous. This flower, look how pretty that is. I saw someone did it on the paint, and Sharon did it in a couple different colors. It was really pretty. Be your own kind of beautiful. Is that not special? That would be so pretty in a little girl's room, I think. Be your own kind of beautiful. It'd be pretty anywhere, but I just think like a little girl. This one I love too. I love like all her like retro stuff. Hippie soul. Is that not beautiful? I mean, I'm not really a hippie, but some of the stuff that I wear, like I wear a lot of floral and like kind of flowy stuff. And I don't know, I just like that look. But hippie soul, I think that's beautiful with the flower. I love the flower. I even thought about using this flower in here too, popping in there. You know, that's another thing with the elements. You could use this flower anywhere. This one I really like. Now, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with these. I have some ideas. I might make a bin for my grandkids, like balls and stuff like that. But now baseball season has started. And here in Northeast Ohio, my husband is a huge Guardians fan, which, you know, they used to be the team formerly known as the Indians, but they had a name change. And that is his favorite team. He loves baseball. Well, he loves the Browns and Ohio State too. You got to be tough to live in Cleveland, let me tell you, to be a sports fan. So look how cute this is with the baseball. And you could use the circle for like a moon, a sun, anything like that as well. And then play ball. Is that not adorable? It has the overlays. And if you were doing this like for an inside sign, I was thinking you could even use like the embossing paste for the seams of the baseball, because it would stand out and make it like three-dimensional. And then play ball. I think that's adorable with baseball upon us. I think it just started like a week or so ago. I don't know. They just had their first home opener, which I think we lost, I believe. And then I love this one. So take me out to the ball game. You know the song in seventh inning stretch that you get up and you sing. I think this is just absolutely beautiful. I love this. And I mean, just look at that. That is so cute. Makes me want to sing the song, have some peanuts, you know. And then with Mom's Day coming up, I thought these were really, I love this one. Moms make life beautiful. Isn't it not the truth? Isn't that just a beautiful stencil? And I love, love, love this flower. That's another one I could have used on this and just stuck that flower in here a couple places too. I think that's really pretty. And then, let's see. I love this one because I love the retro looking letters. A mother's hug lasts long after she lets go. And that's so true. It doesn't matter how old your kids are. It's like my kids are, oh, how old are they? Oh, geez. I think 35 and 33 or 36 and 33. I can't remember right now. Oh my gosh, they're going to be like, Mom. But anyhow, you never let go. You just, I mean, you let go, but you always worry about them. You know, doesn't matter how old they are. But this would be so cute. Yeah, like Sherry said, on a t-shirt. It would look cute on a bag. It would be really cute in a lot of different things. It would be cute on a dish towel, even for a mom. And then this one, I'm making this one for my grandsons. Like I said, I have 3 grandsons, and it's going to my daughter's house. Focus, aim, flush. Like some of these, there are, you can barely remember my age. I barely remember mine because my husband always ages me up. So this year I'll be turning 58 in September. Well, as soon as I turn 58, my husband will be saying, you're 59. And I've done it where he's told me so much. I'm like, how old am I? I forget. So yeah, but yeah, he's a card, Jeff. It's like, I don't want to be, you know, just give me time. But yeah, I love this. I think that's going to be cute. I'm going to give them that for their bathroom, the boys' bathroom. And then now there's all kinds of different like craft ones and stuff like on there too. I don't know, like if you have a mother or a daughter or somebody who's into crafting, sewing. My sister-in-law's birthday is coming up, and she sews just beautifully. She made the aprons that I wore before. I mean, I feel bad because they were all stained with paint and stuff like that, but she makes the kids, she made the kids little carrots for Easter and filled them with candy. She's really talented, my sister-in-law. But for her birthday, I got this little, isn't this quilt square beautiful? Oh, it's so pretty. And then I think I'm gonna paint this. I don't know, like if I'm gonna do it in color or just, you know, just like a light background. And then it isn't really hoarding if it's fabric. I mean, I don't think April has one, but I think she needs to make one that says it isn't really hoarding if it's stencils. What do you think, girls? I know Sherry would like that. Right, Sherry? You can barely remember your age. And then this one, I know she has different ones too. I sew to burn off the crazy. I can't sew. I am not a good sewer. I can knit. I can't crochet. Cindy said she crochets. And so that's, I mean, I got more to show you, but I'm not going to show you all of them today. I'll save some for next week. But I know sometimes when you don't see the stencils, like you see them, you know, on the website and they don't look the same as like when you see them in person. And then when you do something with it. But so this is what we did today, the Live Life in Full Bloom. And we did it on an old home interiors picture that we painted with Slick Stick and Fusion Mineral Paint. Put a bunch of flowers on it. This is these are the two stencils right here. 8127 large and 8125 medium. That is what I used today. And the links after the live will be above in the description. I always post them. And I know sometimes people don't see them. And you can save 15% with my code SIGNSHACK. Today and tomorrow, those are on sale. So I sure appreciate everybody being here. And I can't wait to see you next week. Can I show the painted bridges? Sure can. And now remind you, or just to remind you, I have to do one more coat. I've only done one coat. So they may look a little lighter. But like up at the top of that B, the O's, I hope that's close enough. Kimberly, I gotta move, I'm gonna knock my paint over. Here's what's gonna happen. And then in Live Life Full Bloom, the E's were closed in, if you can see that. But it just makes a huge difference because it doesn't look like it was stenciled. It looks like it was just, you know, written on there. My handwriting is not nearly that good, so thank goodness for stencils. But yeah, so you have some of those pictures. Yeah, it's a really, really great idea to use up your old pictures, to buy them. Like I said, this is the first, so this is the first coat. I did these mainly because they were small. Like I have another big one I have here. This one here I'm gonna do. This is not home interiors, but I got it at a garage sale. See how long it is? But I'm gonna do this, and it's got these beautiful detail around the edge. So like where I paint it, if you take like a colored wax or a dry brush, you know, like say this was a white and you put like black wax on it or dry brush black over it, it would be just beautiful showing the details. But I'm going to do this one. I have a project in mind for it. I didn't want to do this one because it was so big, and I hate to, you know, go like 2 hours on something. But so this is the first coat. I'm going to go back and do another coat probably in 2 hours of the Dixie Belle on the glass. And it's after you clean it with the Windex. And then this is my first coat on another frame that I did with Fusion Mineral Paint, Laurentine. And I have to go back and do one more coat on that. But the Slick Stick is under that, but it makes you be able to paint on the glass. And it's a, like I said, there may be other things that you can use. It's just what I use. And it works, and I know that it works really well. So I feel very comfortable using it, and I feel very comfortable using it in things I would sell to people. You need to get some Slick Stick. You do, Donna. So yeah, I have a project planned for a really cool project, I think, anyhow, unless I change my mind, which we're women, we're allowed to do that, right? That's what they say. So I hope everybody has a great week, has a beautiful weekend, and I will see you next week at 4 on Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for joining. Bye-bye.